What's up, guys? Welcome back to my daily trade journal where I'm trading one system, VX Algo, one ticker, S&P 500 futures, every single day for a full year. I'm going to journal every session to track the progress, reflect, and sharpen my execution. So if you stick around to the end, I'll break down key levels that I'm watching for tomorrow as well. So these were levels for yesterday. They worked out pretty good. Today, made about $256, 237 after fees. Pretty good success rate in this account. It was overall a pretty interesting day. We did come up to push this close to this level. We didn't push 64.65 exactly, but we did push around 64.60 to 64.64, give or take. You can see that rejection right there at that 64. That was exactly 64.64. So that worked out, and these were levels I gave you guys yesterday, and they worked out pretty good. If we had gone over this level, we would have flipped bullish, and then below 64.50, we were bearish. So pretty much anytime we went under this level, we want to kind of short if we're expecting bearish or look for a back test to short, which happened here and here. So both of those areas work out pretty good. But let's go over the signals today and trade thoughts. So, on the 1 minute time frame. So, going over the VX algo today, we had market structure flip bullish at 938. So, let's see how that worked out. So, over here, top of the candle, market structure was pretty bullish up here, which kind of told us to buy the dip. And essentially, in that sense, you want to buy the dip at the MOB, right? Since we're in bullish market structure. So if you bought the dip here and here, worked out pretty good. If you bought where market structure flipped right here, obviously you wouldn't do that well. So that didn't work out. But overall, at the end of the day, the market structure continued to push up. Yeah, it did. And then 11 a.m., we had another market structure flipping bullish. That was over here. That also flipped bullish at the pretty top here. So if you guys follow the market structure notes, it says if you flip bullish, look to buy the dip at the MOB. So we came back down, tested the MOB. You want to buy the dip there and buy the dip there. So both of these worked out pretty good for some small profits. Even over here for a small profit, eventually we did lost it a little bit, 6444 to as low as 6435. But if you have a 10-point stop loss, would have been okay and would be able to get out break even there. The only time that didn't work out well was here, but that was also because eventually after 12, market structure had flipped bearish. So what I mean is we had an 1110 sell signal over here. That signal worked out pretty good actually. DD sell signals has been working extremely well. Um, then we had a 1220 DD buy signal. Where was that? That was over here. That one actually didn't work out good. Uh, and then and then 12, we had market structure flipping bearish. So that was conflicting against the signal, essentially telling us to short at 12 if we had gone on the MOB or at major resistance, which was here and here. So those are good areas to short since we're in bearish market structure. And then eventually we came here. The reason that area held, I'll show you guys why. The reason that area kind of held was because we're at this 5 minute support here, and that support couldn't get broken through. You could see that there was very weak volume there. There wasn't any massive volume that was just like, hey, let me push it right through. So eventually it held, it's battled there from 150 to like 3. It battled there for a whole hour and a half, and then eventually buyers won and took it all the way back up and pushed it above the MOB too. So pretty strong move. Um, for me today, I started the day pretty chill, waited for that 10 a.m. data to give us direction, which was pretty interesting data. So we had the JOLTS data, and share that here. So we had the 10 a.m. JOLTS data, and that data was actually pretty bad data. And that's where we fell later on the day because it says jobs opening falls to 7.18 million. Estimated was 7.38. Previous was 7.35. So we had the lowest job opening since March 2020, which is pretty bad. That was like the start of another like smaller recession at that point in time. And eventually, later the market did reflect that, and then the other day we ran back up. Not sure why, but we did. Could be just a short squeeze. Who knows? But overall, it was a pretty interesting day. The gamma levels worked out pretty good today as well. Um, there was a lesson for me that I learned today where it was somewhere over here. I think I had gone long, like somewhere after 10, like over here. I got gone long somewhere around here. And it wasn't a good long. I should have waited for a little bit more. Oh yeah, I went long over here at this line here when I should have waited here to go long, and because of that I got stopped out of the trade because I didn't have enough of a wiggle room. So what that taught me is that you gotta focus on quality over quantity, looking for trades of high probability setup. So since we're bullish market structure, I should have waited for the MOB to go long. But instead I FOMO and I long all the way on the top in the middle of nowhere, right? And that wrecked me. So that was a good lesson to be learned and a good reminder. Sometimes we need to be humble a little bit, and, I hope that like give you guys some understanding of things and maybe remind you guys to think about those stuff a little bit more as well. And then levels for tomorrow. Let's go over that real quick. So level for tomorrow, we're gonna move this up to be bullish. So I think we're gonna play around this area, and if we can go over 64.70, we could be pretty good bullish. And the reason is because that's a major level from the other days, right? And then I think as long as we're in this range, this is no man's land, so we can kind of play between these two levels overnight. And then tomorrow, if we burst through this for 64.70, we're pretty good to the bullish side. If we break back under 64.50s, bearish trend can continue, and I'll show you that on our moving average chart as well. So we're looking at MES, which is just another variation of the S&P 500, right? So if you look at the bigger time frame here, we have we're just kind of chilling between these two levels. So the 48-minute MOB, and we're chilling between the 48-minute resistance levels. So as long as we're at these levels, we have no decision yet. But so far, the other day when we tried to go down, we couldn't go down. We held it. We came back up, and now we're above the MOB, right? So that's gonna be somewhat of a level. But if we can't break up further, like this, we'll probably come back down and test this area again at 64.30s area. And then you also see that we have a lot of moving averages here that are converging to the downside, which means that they're ready to go down. They're kind of ready to do something like this, right? So the other day was a knee-jerk reaction that kind of pushed us up on Tuesday. And sometimes that does happen. So it could be a situation like this, where we had knee-jerk reaction that pushed us under. Now we're back at these blue area, which is where exactly we're at right here. We can back test the MOB again, which would be somewhere here. Us back testing it, coming back over it, and then back testing it one more time here. And if that holds again this time, then we'll probably continue to push up, you know, until another weakness comes. But otherwise, we would probably go down if we lose that other 48-minute MOB. So a lot of levels to watch out for. 64.30 is going to be a good level too. So I hope that helps. Good luck trading, guys, this week, and hope you guys make a lot of money. Thank you for watching, and please thumb up.